properly not a quadratic equation but a linear equation. As you know, the maximum power of the variables is 2, that is called quadratic equation, and in case a equals to 0, then the equation becomes linear equation. So now today we will go to the syllabus, is nature of roots, formation of quadratic equation, solve and few problems on roots, and lastly some word problems which comes in various board exams. First we can go to the nature of roots. Here you can see in the board nature of the roots. Actually, nature of the roots means, as we have told, that this equation have two roots. One is x equals to minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, and another is minus b minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a whole by 2a. These two roots. The nature of the roots is here b, c and a. This shows a discriminant. This discriminant as is denoted by d, and which is equals to b square minus 4ac. When this discrimination is equals to 0, that is b square minus 4ac equals to 0, then the equation it has equal roots and rational roots, real roots, sorry. We can give one example of equation. Here the equation is written over here. You can see 9x squared minus 6x plus 1 equals to 0. This is one of the examples. There are many examples where the roots are equal, then the equation is in that form. You can check on your own that this equation and this type of other equations where b square minus 4ac equals to 0, the roots are equal. You can check over there. And the second case is, you can see d greater than 0, means b square minus 4ac greater than 0, then the roots will be different, means not equal, and real numbers. We can give one example, x square minus 9x plus 20 equals to 0. It is very clear that the roots are 4 and 5, which are not equal. There are many examples. You can check on your own that this type of equation whose discriminant is greater than 0, the roots will be unequal. Now the very important is this, in future also when you will be in class 11, 12, you will get the elaborate chapter on complex number. When d is less than 0, means negative. When the b square minus 4ac is negative, then the roots are imaginary. We can give one example, x squared plus x plus 1 equals to 0. This is one of the examples of the equation whose roots are imaginary. Now the fourth and the last is where the discriminant is perfectly square. We can give one example of the equation is x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals to 0. It's b square minus 4ac, means the discriminant is perfectly square. Its d will come 4, that is perfectly square, and when the discriminant of an equation is perfectly square, then the roots will be unequal, means they are different, they are real numbers and they are rational numbers. These are all about the discriminant, that is the nature of the roots. Now we will go to the formation of any quadratic equation. Means the quadratic equation with the general form, just we told you that ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. That is the general form of quadratic equation. How it forms? It forms if the equation has two roots, alpha and beta. They are the roots. Then the quadratic equation will be formed in that way: x square minus alpha plus beta whole into x plus alpha dot beta equals to 0. This is the formation of any quadratic equation. It means x square minus sum of the roots whole into x plus product of the roots equals to 0. We can go some examples which comes in the frequent years in the board exam. We can go, if one root is reciprocal, one root is reciprocal to other, reciprocal, which is in Bengali that is called ononnok, reciprocal. One root is reciprocal to the others, to the other roots of equation ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is one of the very important sums, come in different ways and different form in different board exams. You can see when one root is reciprocal, means if alpha and beta, then we can assume alpha is one root and another is, as it is reciprocal, so it is 1 upon alpha. So two roots are alpha and 1 upon alpha. Then what happens? It may be given as MCQ sum, that is there are A equals to C, A equals to minus C, A equals to B, A equals to minus B. That there 4 options are there. Now we can see, as we know, that sum of the roots means alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a, and product of the roots alpha dot beta equals to c by a. See, very easily we can get the answer of this type of sums. See, we will use this alpha beta equals to c by a, means product of the roots. This formula we will use here, as because product of the roots means alpha and 1 upon alpha, that the one root is reciprocal, so the product will be alpha dot 1 upon alpha of this equation. It means c by a, so alpha dot 1 by alpha equals to c by a. See, this is cut and 1 equals to c by a means c equals to a, c equals to a. This is the answer. So this way we can solve various kinds of problems. It generally used to come in the board exam in ICSE, CBSE and different Madhyamik board also. Now this type of another sum we can go. Now it is told that one root is reciprocal and opposite sign. So just we are changing this. What is the problem? Problem is one root is reciprocal and opposite in sign. See, and opposite in sign. Of the same equation. Ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. There are these 4 options are even given over there. So what will be the sum? See the solution. How it is easy. One root is reciprocal and opposite in sign. It means if one root is alpha, then what will be the another root? Reciprocal means 1 upon alpha, and opposite in sign means minus 1 upon alpha. This. See the question, one root is reciprocal and opposite in sign. So if one root is alpha, so the other root must be minus 1 upon alpha, as it is reciprocal and opposite in sign. So now again we will use that rule, that product of the root equals to c by a. Now here minus 1, this is minus 1, this is minus 1. So answer is A equals to minus C. Okay, so this way we can solve the problems, and problems may be various kinds of, but all the problems are on that concept. Now we are going to another problem. This is, one second, I am trying to give you on that equation, because this is the general form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is the equation when the one root is twice the other. Then again, what is the condition? We have to find the condition. Even you can be given few MCQs like these various b square equals to 7ac. Like this, I can give you b square equals to ac, 2b square equals to 7ac, or 2b square equals to 9ac, c square equals to ab. Like these 4 options it is given, right? Now we have to check which option is correct here. See, what is given, one root is twice the other. So this means here we are getting one is alpha and another is twice the other, means 2 alpha. So we have to use, see, both of the formulas, means sum of the roots as well as the product of the roots. See, sum of the roots means alpha plus 2 alpha, that is, we can write 3 alpha equals to, obviously, then minus b by a. And what is the other? Other is product of the roots, means alpha dot 2 alpha, means 2 alpha square equals to c by a. So these two we have got. Now you see the options. All options are given in the relation a, b and c. So we have to just equate from these two. See what happens. So we can equate this thing, alpha equals to minus b by 3a, and we can do alpha square, it means whole square, means b square by 9 square, and 2 alpha square equals to 2b square by 9 square. So this 2b square by 9 square should be equivalent to c by a, means 2b square by 9 square equals to c by a. So from there I think this will come, 2b square equals to 9ac, this answer will come. So see, these maybe examples. I can give you one more good examples in this sub chapter. I can go. That is, sometime this is given key sum of the roots is 0. I can write one equation, that is x square minus x equals to, means this is this may be given in some other form. Here sum of the roots is 0. Then what is k? We have to find the value of k. See, sum of the roots is 0. Then what is the value of k? This is very simple sum, and sometimes students they do not change in the ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 in that form, and they start the sum to solve, and they fall in problem. So what happens? See, x square minus x equals to 2kx minus k, and this should be go there, x square minus of 1 plus 2k whole into x equals to, or rather plus k equals to 0. See, this is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 in this form. Now the sum is almost over. Sum of the roots means minus b by a. So sum of roots equals to minus b by a means 1 plus 2k, and that is equals to 0 given. This is given. So here from there we can write the answer that k equals to minus 1. This various way we can solve problems in that way ki this is MCQ problems and short questions, and also broad questions can be formed by this way. Now we will go one question also there. I just remember that it comes, say very little, x square minus kx plus 5 equals to 0. This is quadratic equation. If one root is 5, what is 2? Or what is other root? What is other root? Two questions come. See, this is basically 3 marks wala question. This comes in basically this is very important for ICSE, even CBSE. So what we do? X square minus kx plus 5 equals to 0. It means if one root is 5, means that equation, this is very fundamental, that whose roots should be satisfied by the equation. So we will satisfy 5 square minus k into 5 plus 5 equals to 0. So 25 plus 5 is 30 minus 5k equals to 0. That means we can write k equals to 6. So we find k equals to 6. Now they are telling that you have to find the other root. So we can write x square minus k ka value is 6. 6x plus 5 equals to 0. So this is x minus 5 into, I think, x minus, sorry, this is x minus 1. So the other is 1 also. 1. So the other root is 1. So in that way we can solve this kind of problem also very easily. But we have to, again I tell you that the concept must be very much clear. Now we can we can show you another sum. That is, sometimes roots are given. Let the roots are given 2 plus 2 root 3. This is very interesting, and 2 minus 2 root 3. We have to find the equation. The roots are given in that way. This is obviously irrational number. See, x square minus sum of the roots means this plus this, obviously this is cut, so it is 4x plus this is a plus b into a minus b square means 4 minus 12 equals to 0. This is x square minus 4x plus 8, sorry, minus 8 equals to 0. This is the equation we get. And in the opposite side, you can, if we proceed the sum this way or in the reverse way, we can get this way also. 1 upon x plus 1 plus 2 over x plus 2 equals to 4 over x plus 4. This may be one of the equations. So in the reverse way, some solved sums, this can be come in that way. You have to solve for x this sum, then we will get the answer this. So this, in both way, this type of question comes. Now we will very quickly switch over to some more sums which generally comes in Madhyamik and also ICC and also CBSE board exams. That is, I'll show just few kinds of sum, very important sum. You can see this comes in CBSE 2005, 2009, and in Madhyamik many times. This is very important. A not equals to 0, B not equals to 0, and X not equals to 0. This sum. I am not going to solve the sum, because all of you know that you will bring this thing over there and you can solve the problem very easily. I am not going to solve the problem. And this kind of sum is there. This is very interesting and very similar in nature, but one to be remembered that here obviously a plus b not equals to 0 and also ab not equals to 0. Solve for x. We have to solve for x. This sum will be very easy if we bring two pairs. Means b will be with this. I mean this way. I will not solve the problem totally. Equals to 0, and you will get from there the x equals to a plus b by ab and 2 by a plus b. That will be these will be the answers, right? So in that way we can see many problems which frequently comes in the boards. Now I was likely to go to the word problem sums. There are very nice sums. I think you can solve the problems on your own, but one thing I must show you. This is very simple sum. See, 2x minus 3 equals to 2x square minus 2x plus 21. What to look? This is linear equation or quadratic equation? See, just I very quickly I show you that squaring both sides, 4x square plus 9 minus 12x equals to 2x square minus 2x plus 21. So 2x square minus 10x plus minus 12 equals to 0 means x square minus 5x minus 6 equals to 0, and you know this is x equals to minus 1 and 6. We are getting this. But why I have done this sum? This is very interesting. If we put x equals to minus 1, the equation will not be satisfied. Just we can put over there, and then what will be the answer? See, if we put x equals to minus 1, so it is minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5 equals to 2 plus 2 plus 21. See, it is coming plus 5. So it is not being satisfied by this equation. Sometime else I will tell why it is this type of this thing. What we are getting the answer x equals to minus 1, but it is not satisfying. Anyway, then what will be the answer? Answer will be only x equals to 6. I can give you a little more this type of sums. You can solve and you can enjoy the sums on your own. It is like square root of 2x plus 9 equals to 13 minus x. You will see x equals to 8 will be the answer, where x will not be like this sum, that is 3x plus 4 equals to x. This is very simple and very small sum, but it is we are getting x equals to minus 1 and 4. But you will see that x equals to minus 1, this is the culprit number, means it will not solve this equation. So obviously which is not being solved, then x should be not equals to -1 for this sum, and so the solution is x equals to 4. You have to write this type of good sums are there, means you have to see the last of the sums, whether even after we are getting the answer, it may not be the original answer, because this you have to check with the equation whether it is being solved or not. See, I can give one more this type of example which will be solved, but exactly this type of to see the similar. See, x into x minus 7, this is very similar, and sometimes the students are become fooled. See, this is very similar to those sums. Its answer will come -2 and 9. These answers, both of the answers will be satisfied by this equation. So undoubtedly you can give the answer, means solve of the answer is x equals to -2 and 9. It means you have to always be careful to the last of the lines of every sums. Now the fourth part of quadratic equation, which generally comes in again this Madhyamik board and CBSE, this one sum nowadays is very important for Madhyamik also. This is 3 marks. This question comes. I will give two sums from this part. That is, see, the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 17 centimeter. Hypotenuse means this is 17, and difference of other two sides, difference of other two sides is 7 centimeter. So we have to find this side and obviously this side. So this is one application of this chapter. So this may be, let this side be x, this side be x minus 7. This is the difference. Now by Pythagoras, applying Pythagoras, you can tell that 17 square equals to x square plus x minus 7 ka whole square. If we do the sum, you will get the answers that x equals to 8. So sorry, x equals to 15. So this side is 15 and that side is 8 centimeters. So this way there are various kinds of sum used to come in the board exam, and lastly I will give you one rather little difficult, not much difficult, but students tell that this is difficult, but after solving you will tell that this is not difficult. This is age wala sum. 40 years hence Mr. X age will be the square of what it was 32 years ago. Very interesting sum. Ago. We have to find Mr. X present age. This is the sum. So see, 40 years hence. this the question is present age we have to find. So let present age of Mr. X is also X. Now we have to go through the sum very sincerely, that his age will be the square of what it was 32 years ago. Means the equation is important. X plus 40, 40 years hence, X plus 40 should be equals to square of 32 years, means 32 years ago his age was X minus 32 and square. See, this is the very important line of this sum, because this is the equation formation. 40 years hence, if his present age is X, 40 years hence means X plus 40, that should be equals to the square of what it was 32 years ago. So X minus 32 whole square equals square. And now I can do this sum very easily. It will come something X equals to 41 and 24. These two answers will come. Again, you have to show your intelligence. If we put 24, that it will not be working. So it should be X equals to 41 is the answer. Okay. So this way we can solve various problems of any chapter, like quadratic equation for preparation of board levels. Basically this quadratic equation is very the chapter which has the weightage is there, means every year one or two good questions and harder questions come in Madhyamik, come in ICSE, come in CBSE. I always welcome you in further doubts if you have, and also you will go through the conception of all these sums. I think you can do very easily. You will enjoy the sums. Thank you very much.
যখন কিছুই ঠিক চলছে না, আর একটা ভুল সিদ্ধান্ত নেবেন না। শুধুমাত্র পরীক্ষিত গ্রহরত্ন কিনুন, মনের শান্তি অক্ষুণ্ণ রাখুন।
শ্যাম সুন্দর কোম্পানি জুয়েলার্স, আগরতলা, খোয়াই, উদয়পুর, ধর্মনগর, কলকাতা।
আমরা উঠি, আমরা পড়ি, আমরা